On the road, kids. All right. Tonight we have Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing covers. Henry Jeremick has bought a month. He's bought an entire season of Comic Book Origins. You can not Comic Book Origins, but comic book cover. I've been working on those again. Comic book cover rankings, and tonight we're going to be doing Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing, which I think everybody's going to enjoy. It's going to be we might actually have a 10 fest here. Tell you the truth, there are some really good covers here. You can do it too, or you can just buy it one. Just go on over to Ko-Fi, drop a $5 in the tip jar, and tell me what video you want. And if you have specific covers, put those specific covers in there. We'll cover them. As a matter of fact, we have after Henry, the very next one is going to be Storm. Not in the X-Men. So if she's on Fantastic Four or on Avengers, I know she was on a couple of Black Panther. It's just going to be not X-Men Storm covers, and that's going to be the one after that. So there you go. I did, by the way. Henry's telling me to go check my email, which I already did, because he added a couple of drawings. He did a couple of. Well, I think it's one Ghost Rider picture that he drew. Yeah, I'll show that off, Henry, before we get started here. I think that'd be nice. Everything is great. Everything is grand. I've got this Muppet song stuck in my head that we were listening to in the car. Okay, that one. All right. And let's see. This is Henry's Ghost Rider. I'm assuming you drew this, Henry. But this is like the sketchy bit. And this is it. Good. Yeah, this is the Ghost Rider inked.
Henry did that?
I'm assuming he sent it. But yeah, that's really good.
Damn.
I'm wondering if Henry would like to draw a military comic. Because that's what I've got in me. Everybody says, where's your comic? What comic do you have? I've got two, actually. But one is a book about my pops in Vietnam, and I was always, I don't want Tumblr art for that, because it's Vietnam. Unfortunately, we're getting to a point where the Vietnam veterans, they're going to be dying off here. My pops is 77 now. So yeah, that's pretty sweet, Henry. That's some good drawing there. And I've been accumulating all of his stories. They're all told by memory. So the fish may be a little bit bigger, that kind of thing. But, and they're not just through his memory, but my memory, because he started writing them down, but he did kind of the Stand By Me thing. If you guys ever saw that movie, he writes out that entire story and then hits delete. Yeah. Sell coffee. It's everybody's. I know, right? Why not both, right? But yeah. Anyway, let's get to some RDV. Get your ass in here. I see in the comments skulking about. But let's get in here and do some. We're going to be doing some Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing. Now, obviously, Eric, you're the only other one here, so you're going to lead us off on book one. Let me get book one in there. Bernie Wrightson, ladies and gentlemen. You ready? You ready there, Eric?
Yep.
All right. Swamp Thing number 171.
Wow, I didn't know Bernie was still doing covers by then.
No, I'm just messing with you. Okay, guys, this is not Bernie Wrightson. I was just playing around because the last time I did a Bernie Wrightson cover thing, there was no Bernie Wrightson to be seen anywhere. All right, just kidding around. Henry actually knows what he's talking about. So here we go. We have issue number 1, sir.
Oh, that's a 10.
Yep. Okay, hold on. Let me get this again. Go for book 1. Yeah, that was a joke, gang. I'm just making fun of myself. All righty. It's a 10 from Eric. Okay. And we're waiting for everybody else to get in here as well. I'm guessing RDV is driving through Taco Bell as we speak.
That might just be us. So
I'm okay with that. It just means we get to talk about cool covers, and it goes a little quicker. There we go. V and S. Yeah, this is iconic as well as good. The water falling off of him as he's rising. The fear, look of fear on the woman's face. The look of fear on the guy's face as he's trying to point a gun at he is pointing a gun at Swamp Thing. There's nothing not 10 about this cover. Oh, and for some reason I thought I was in an auction. Okay, there you go. All right, there we are. I said I wasn't joining Learn to Read, Old Blind Man. I didn't read it at all. Let's see. Let's get to the chat. Jackson says 10. Ethereal says 7. And Dark Admiral says 10. All righty, here we go. And we've got Joe with a 9. A 9er. Let's now, if you want to make us to make fun of you, pull up that bone cover again. Exactly. Let's see. Thanks all my chat brothers and sisters, says Henry, for all the kind words on the drawing. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty impressive. Darth Kato says 8. And RDV says he'll be right in. And next up, we've got Rhaegar. Hello, little Rhaegar. The girls are doing D and Q.
If you do it right, you got it. How's it going, little Rhaegar?
How's it going, little Rhaegar?
There you go.
Just let it happen. Go to sleep. One slick dude says 10. RDV says 8. And Henry says book 1. I like it. It's a 9. What? All righty. We got a 8, a 9, and a 10 right there. Okay. Next up, we have, thank you, MKF. But what would I do with a wrench? Wait, Desert Rose. What is that? I vote in support for giving Desert Rose a wrench. She's good people. In all honesty, Desert, I give wrenches out for people at the auction, but in all honesty, it's been very helpful to have about 52 wrenches at any live stream, because people jump in and they learn very quickly you can't troll. As a matter of fact, I had one person jump in and literally they said, oh shit, there's too many wrenches here.
Yeah, but what would happen if everybody just decides to practice and everybody times out Desert Rose because she's the only one that doesn't have a wrench?
Desert. You also need it for you need it for defense. Apparently, Desert Rose says 10, and Rhaegar says, "Anglantine, you're scaring me." It's not to be scared. It's for fun, Rhaegar. That's what we're here for. It's for fun.
I think it was the just let it happen that might have.
So, come on, just let it happen. All righty, and let's get that stop.
I think my mom's calling me.
Oh no, she's sleeping. Let's say it's sleeping for now. Okay, so what we have here is 1 7 and 2 8s and 2 9s trying to take on 5 10s. Oh, we need more voters here, man. And they win. So this is a 9. This most awesome of covers is a 9. That should be a 10. That should be a 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, go on ahead.
No, it's a. What was the breakdown again?
Let's see. I had 5 10s, 2 9s, 2 8s, 1 7. Hello to MK. That's 5 versus 5, and whenever it's a tie, I always go for the lower score.
I see.
Yep. If we had one more 10. What's up, MK? How are you?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
I can get away with my mom's calling me, except with people who really know me well. And Tony Hayes is saying, hello, is it me you're looking for? That was a cheesy song back in the 80s, and it just got cheesier, but better. I don't know how that works, but there you go. All righty, MK.
Hey.
How about taking over book 2?
Okay, cool.
Which just so happens to be book 2 of Swamp Thing.
A two-headed creature. Kind of reminds me of Gollum almost. That's cool. Oh, that other guy's sticking out the window. I thought he was part of the board for a second there. It looked weird the way he's sticking out of the window there. Yeah, I like the fight. I like how it's like right on top of a skyscraper or maybe a very tall building or castle or whatever. And yeah, I like it. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. This one. I'm just trying to figure out what that orange trail thing in the sky is.
A fart. Yeah, what is that?
It's chemtrail.
It's a chemtrail. And okay.
Yeah, I'll go 9. Pretty interesting.
All right, we got a 9 from MK. How about you, Eric?
I'm gonna go one higher than that.
You know, I'm going to join you there. This is a 10 as well. I mean, great perspective. A lot of creepiness. I like the fact that Swamp Thing has kind of a man face on this one. But yeah,
Well, he did in the original series.
I'm all about the 10 on this one. All right, let's see what everybody else is saying. Tony Hayes knew who I would sing along with a lot. That's my thing. That's my thing. All right, Ethereal, Darth Kato, both saying 8s. All righty, RDV is coming in with a 6. And then we have a 9 from Dark Admiral and a 7 from Joe. Ooh, this one will not be making a 10 either, guys. Let's see. 8 from Tony Hayes, a 9 from Rhaegar, and a 9 from Jackson. So 2 9s and an 8. 1 and 2 and an 8. You must give a higher score if you want a 10, but no. All righty, we've got Wrightson, Drew, great freaks. I like rendering on the stonework on the castle. It's a 9, says Henry. And Desert Rose says 7. All righty, we've got a 9 and a 7. One Slick. This always looked like the characters were cut and pasted over random backgrounds. Are you getting that? Do you think like they're not interacting properly with the background there? RVD didn't come in tonight since one of his senses was acting up. Wait, what? What was it? What's
he's saying he has no taste because you gave it a 6.
Oh, right. That actually is.
Hey,
funny.
did anybody read Henry's?
Henry, yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
I was really not paying attention then.
He says, Wrightson drew great freaks. I like the rendering on the stonework on the castle. It's a 9.
No, but I was gonna. I'll do the next one. I'll be his Starfire.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't mind doing voices. We'll just hear my voices this time, and then of course MK, master of frickin' voices. So there you go.
Governor of voices.
Say again?
Governor of voices.
He's the governor of master voices. He's the master of governor voices. So he's going to start off with Bill Clinton. Say again.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Oh my gosh, he actually has it there.
I used to practice him, but then I fell off and I forgot about it for years. But
Well, he hasn't been in office in almost 30 years.
Yeah. I had surgery a couple of times from Mickey D's. Too much McDonald's.
What we have here, though, is let's get this out here. We have 1 6 taking out one of the 2 10s. Then we have 3 7s taking out the last 10. 2 of the 5 9s, leaving 3 9s. And then we have 3 8s, which means this is an 8. All right. I thought this was going to be a 10 fest. And 2 straight out the board. Neither one. Whoa. And this is not like a group thing like we're doing. We're doing Swamp Thing 1 through 12. And then we also have 2 others from the DC Super Specials. So there you go. All righty then. Let's get the go for book 3. And obviously it's going to be issue number 3 of Swamp Thing from 1972. And issue number 3 looks like this. All righty. And we've got... it's kind of a Frankenstein thing. As a matter of fact, Frankenstein might actually be in the trench as Swamp Thing is holding, I'm assuming that's Abby Arcane. And the village people are coming out. Not the villagers, not the village people. They're not coming out. Hit me. They're not singing YMCA. Burn him. He looks just like a plant. We say burn him. He is covered in ants. I say burn him. Wow. Look, great arms, great rendering of Swamp Thing. Abby looks awesome. The villagers look awesome. The smoke going on this side may be the only distraction, but not enough of a distraction to keep her away from a 10. How do you feel there?
Well, there's smoke on the water and fire in the sky.
That must be what's going on.
Well, since I agree with Clay Travis that the two things I believe in absolutely are the First Amendment and boobs. And since this cover has them, I guess this is a 10.
Okie dokie. How about you?
That's how he got banned from CNN, by the way.
Boobs?
He said that on air.
Oh.
The CNN, they booted him from the network for that.
You know what, though? He probably got booted for the First Amendment thing, not the boobs.
No, I'm going to guess the boobs thing, because the lady was aghast. But, hey, who's laughing now? He's worth $100 million, and he has Limbaugh's old show.
Yeah. MK, what do you say?
That thing that Eric was saying, that kind of sounds like a music for an album cover, a name. Whatever he said, Clouds of the Sky, Fire.
That's Smoke on the Water, the Deep
Smoke on the Water. Smoke on the water.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, it was a song. All right, there you go. Duh.
Yeah.
No wonder, right? Yeah, awesome cover. I like it. I'll give it a 10. I like the pitchfork in the back, the dude coming out of the ground, holding the dead girl or the unconscious girl. I'm not sure.
Unconscious.
Yeah. And so I'll go 10. And also, did you guys happen to see the Superman and Ironheart trailer? You have any thoughts on it? Or?
I saw the Superman. I didn't know they were still making the Ironheart.
Oh.
Going to the chat, we have let's see. We've got yes, Edwin. I gotta get into the. I love to laugh. Let's see, 10. This is really cool, says Darth Kato. And then Jackson says 10. And Dark Admiral, 10. No, I want this book right now. Then we have 10 for Desert Rose and 10 for One Slick as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5 10s right across the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All righty, next up, Adrienne Barbeau. Let me tell you, the Swamp Thing movie came out. I was like 12. Okie dokie. I mean, I can't say, Adrienne Barbeau confirmed heterosexuality because Linda Carter long did that with Wonder Woman. But we do have a 10 from Joe and a 9 from Tony Hayes. Tony Hayes, all in my brain. All right, let's see. The original Slick Willie is Willie Brown, the guy who gave Kamala Harris her career start in more ways than one. But it works for Bill Clinton, too. Let's see. You should have seen Brooke Baldwin's face. Also, the dude. What are we doing? All right, here. Oh, okay. I guess
that was the Clay Travis
person. Yeah. Okay. Next up, here you go.
Book 3. This is the 10. I read the cover right off of this book. Wrightson's Patchwork Man. A tribute to the Frankenstein monster. Yeah, it is the 10.
The 10. I got to say, I've never lost my excitement for Superman. Everything I've seen has made me want to see that, including the Milkbone commercial that a lot of people seem to get mad at. I don't know why.
Well, Dalton didn't like that trailer.
Yeah.
He posted on X about it. He's Team Luther.
RDV says 8, and Rhaegar says 10. 8
I'm trying to figure out who that robot dude was. Is like a robot.
Let's see. How old am I? I am 55. Well, I'm 54. I'm going to be 55 on July 29th of this year. Dragon says 8. And let's see. The Swamp Thing movie was bad. You shut your hole.
Well, I'll finish this. Adrienne Barbeau were the only two good things about it.
I can't get past Swamp Thing movie was bad. Actually, I agree. It's a bad movie, but it's incredibly fun. It's the same as Flash Gordon. I watched Flash Gordon recently, and it was like, ooh, that's rough. But it's fun. It's silly and it's stupid, but it's fun. Let's see. I was still in my mom's womb when that came out. Wow. I don't get the hate for the Superman trailers. Me neither. I truly don't either. All right, let me get the stop here, and we'll figure this out. As far as the number, well, it's a 10. It literally, we have 2 8s, 1 9 versus 11 10s. This is a 10.
You'll be happy to know that Richard is waiting to, call anybody that criticizes the Ironheart trailer his usual bag of, I think, 3 insults. So.
I saw a video of his. It was like, come on, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? These are 2018 talking points. That's how I'm listening to you now, Rich. 2018. Guess what? That shit's still going on, Rich. Good Lord. It isn't enough that you drag every fucking video out more longer than it has to be. You know, his videos start 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
At least. I mean, I'm going to review this book and had to go halfway through the fucking video in order to get to the review. And then you're talking about 2018, if they're still doing the same shit, which they are, it's still going on and it's still relevant. I don't have to make videos like Wes does every day talking about it in comic book. All I have to do is get a video I've already done 7 or 8 years ago. I can plop it right here. And if it wasn't for the fact that I would put repost on it, or maybe I'm talking about a book from 2018 rather than now, it would be absolutely comfortable being released today. That is it. That is it. So yeah, no, I did hear one of his videos and he was going off on, no, it's 2018 talking points and all these Republicans on. Go fuck yourself. Seriously? Yeah, I should not have I should not have opened that fucking door, because yeah, that pissed me off. 2018 talking points.
Remember when Magneto built a ship out of wood just to prove he could do it?
Okay.
And I want to see Richard do an entire video where he doesn't go woke, wokey, woke, fucking conservative, woke.
Yeah.
Just one. That's all I asked for. Just one.
Let's see.
I won't see it, but
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Richard come up and viewer criticizing Ironheart and how bad the character was? Oh yeah, actually that was one of his big things. He was the one that put out the first video about Ironheart getting mad because her teacher wouldn't call her a racist.
He wrote a comic book, an Ironheart comic book, where she was the villain. That was one of the first things he did.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Dark Emerald. He has lived long enough to become the villain.
It just, look, I mean, personally, okay, you know what? Personally, I don't actually have anything bad about against Rich, but dude, what the fuck is going on with it? Seriously.
Actually, I do now, because just some guy personally attacks, everybody on the right. When Richard said, fucking conservatives need to get out of culture, they have nothing to offer. I kind of have. I mean, I doubt seriously if he even knows who I am. But,
yeah.
But that's bullshit, because now he's catering to the people that gave birth to the people he's now criticizing.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's figured that out.
With just some guy, he was a friend. He would come on. He's decided to basically jump in on everybody's ass, but when he says it, it's a nameless, shapeless blob. Except for the fact that I know that he dropped me as a friend, so he could go off on this nameless, shapeless blob called conservatism. That being said, let's continue here. We will, let me put this in again. Go for book 4, and let me get book 4 up for Eric. Alrighty. There we go.
Oh, wow. Yikes. It's probably okay.
Yeah.
No, it's... Oh, okay, so yep. I'm sure our viewers miss less stereo.
Yes.
So it's this is a 10. I love the background, whenever that thing is perched on top of the up there at the top of the building. It's like the shadowy, maybe gargoyle-y thingy, or I don't know. I love it.
Alrighty. How about you, MK?
Yeah, I was trying to look at what that thing is. At first, I thought it was a pig monster. Like maybe it's a gargoyle. Yeah. I love the background though. Very Wayne Manor-esque. Yeah, pretty cool. pose. Swamp Thing's face looks a little weird in this picture. I mean, I know it's probably just a shadowing in the angle, but yeah, I like it. I like the background. I think this one I'll go 9 here. Yeah.
All right.
This is two obnoxious kids away from being a House of Mystery cover.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, am not a huge fan of this one. It just, I don't know it just doesn't thrill me. Him coming out of the leaves in a hunched over position. It's just, there's nothing heroic or even monstrous on this. Plus, Bernie Wrightson, the crosshatch on the background there, I don't know if overwrought is the proper tone, but it looks like we're looking at a quilt that Swamp Thing was put on. So I'm going 8 on this one. All right, let's go to the chat and see what they have to say. Let's see. I've been going through my old DC Who's, and they have some crazy cool characters, says Tony Hayes. I remember somebody got the Who's Who omnibus from me. I had to sell that one week. Let's see. Darth Kato says 8. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Alrighty. And then we have Jackson Rakirk saying 10. It's a 10. Henry says, book 4, I wish Wrightson used Zipatone instead of crosshatching. Not a fan of crosshatching. It's still very cool, though. It is an 8. Oh, were we supposed to hear you? I'm sorry. Eric?
No. I was just doing the one to make him feel. Or put it back up there.
All right. Raven.
Book 4. I wish Wrightson used Zipatone instead of cross-hatching. Not a fan of cross-hatching. It's still very cool, though. It is an 8.
I think you gotta adjust your hopes for who you have instead of Raven. Ask for Droopy. I mean, that's what he is. He's just one little voice away from doing Droopy.
Well, a lot of voices are just one little voice away from being something different.
That is true. Let's see. I like this. It looks very, very spooky and haunted. I give this one a 10, says Desert Rose. All righty. Oh, my wife said stop yelling. So, yeah. I think it's Pigment. Hey, I've got feelings, dude. All right, Joe gives it an 8. A bouncy 8. All righty.
Yeah, Jackson, I hope so.
Let's see. We've got, it's a 10 from Dark Admiral. All righty. Next up, looks like Swamp Thing ended up in Ravenloft. Beware them damn mists. There's good to repent and ye shall be redeemed. We have a 8 from Tony Hayes and a 9 from Jay. Alrighty then. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You've got some work to do now. Come on, Scooby-Doo. I see you. All right, we got an 8 from Rhaegar. And then we have, kind of reminds me of an angry Porky Pig versus Toxic Avenger. Ha! I'll go 8, says RDV. And let's see, Amy, when you see this, your job is secure. That is true. That is absolutely true, yes. All right, we got RDV channeling his inner MK. Hello from Larkbark, and a good evening. Hello to Larkbark, and let's get the stop, and we will numerically solve this particular puzzle. Where does it go? RDV
next time, like he's always doing my voice.
Well, we have 5 8s taking out 5 10s, leaving 2 9s. So we are still, no, we got a 10. Although one of our 9s should be a 10. I'm going to have that kind of day like you've had for the last couple of evenings there, Eric. Or a true 10, that issue number 1, man. That should have been 10. All righty, MK. Let's get the go for book 5. Oh. And that is For You, and this is issue number 5. The villagers caught up to him.
Yeah. Pretty interesting cover. Wow. Yeah, I like the sequence, all the villagers, and I think that guy like had his face smashed and he's just got his own hand on his face. look a little weird. I like the girl tied up to the tree in the background.
I'm sure you do.
I guess assuming he's gonna try to save her. Yeah, just taking out all these guys. That tree is like super dead. Yeah, I like it. I like the sequence. I like the art too. I'll go 10 here. And also Eric Cage. You watched the that Nick Boston game?
Yeah, it was nice to see him come back for one night anyway. They got a shot. I mean, their bench, they got a couple of guys I'd never heard of that just, like that Corton or in White. Somebody posted a picture of Shaq and Kobe and said that was them tonight.
Yeah, you see that elbow to the face, the dude was bleeding. Like, wow.
Somebody also posted, if someone did that to LeBron, they'd bring back public executions.
Oh, yeah, right.
So what do you score this MK?
Oh, yeah, I'll say 10. Definitely 10.
All right, how about you, Eric?
I definitely give this a 10. I love covers when it bleeds over into the whatever they call the title.
The trade dress?
Trade dress, thank you. See, that's how bad my last couple of days are. I'm forgetting the simplest things.
All
like
right,
Jackson.
I give it a 9. Let's go to the chat. And Joe says 10. Larkmark, oh, that looks good. And Ethereal says 9. And RDV says 7. Jay says 9. Jackson says 10. So it's 7, 2 9s, 2 10s. All righty. 1 7, 2 9s, and 2 10s. Oh, by the way, I did a video today. Please go check it out. It is on this channel. It's the last video, or the latest video. It is the scores for our look at Comic Cavalcade last year, the 4th video. You guys may have noticed I write everything down. The placements aren't the scores. The placements are just done quickly, for the evening. But I actually take, so if it's got 5 10s, it's 50 points, so forth and so on. And yeah, by all means, please check that out. Alrighty, and then we have Rhaegar, order tacos at Taco Bell at the drive-thru in Amy's voice while you're there and pull up with a straight face to the cashier. Okay. Rhaegar says 10. And Henry.
Let's try Beast Boy. Book 5! Great layout! I can't do it.
That did
MK,
not...
Take over for me.
Try to sound like Beast Boy, I guess.
Beast Boy, and try to think what he sounds like. Okay, just kind of like
so it's like how Amy makes him sound.
Right. I was going to do my spin off, but I can do Amy doing Beast Boy, yeah.
Book 5, great layout and composition, ultimate rendering, easily a 10.
MK, please tell me that you fuck with drive-through people. Please. Even if you don't, tell me you do.
I'll be enough. I've messed around with telemarketers before and other things, but I've never done drive-through. Great. Thanks for the idea, guys. I got it.
You did have a little bit of her cadence in that one. All right. Desert Rose says 10. Darth Kato says 10. Reminds me of those old horror films with a mob going after the monster. And let's see. Tony Hayes coming fall 2025. E's Greatest Hits featuring the theme from Scooby-Doo, Golden Girls. I don't know Golden Girls. Love Boat. Also the night. It was the night the lights went out in Georgia. Dark Admiral gives this a 10, and so does One Slick. All righty, love the classic Universal Monster. For me, too. They sell at Walmart. They sell like all of them for like $50 now. Let's see. Tony Hayes says 10. Next up, we have Vicki Lawrence ain't got nothing on E. Yeah, I'll star in Mama's Family. Alrighty, so Lark Bark, I'm gonna give this cover a 10. Then Jay comes in. Let's see. Nope. We have another score. I don't think we've got a roll call. I don't even know. The only one I know is Slee.
Yeah, I can't. I'm alone. I can't do it.
Yeah, there's only one member. Alrighty, there's only one member of the Teen Titans here. Because I'm the villain. Sunday. Okay. Anywho, all right. This one we have 1 7, we have 3 9s, and we have 11 10s. Ladies and gentlemen, all right. Now they're picking up. Now the covers are picking up here. We got a 10, a Another 10. A bouncy 10. There we go. Let me put that where it needs to go. And then we will go to book 6, which is one more of mine. Mama's Family. I don't know what that little terp's talking about. I think she calls him a turd, right? During the elephant storyline. You remember that one?
I don't remember Mama's. I just remember Mama's Family, the premise.
Well, it started on Carol Burnett. On the
I
Carol
know
Burnett
that.
show.
I don't think I didn't follow it. All I know is that this lady that was on All My Children left that to go do Mama's Family, I think.
There was a famous show of Carol Burnett where they're doing the Mama's Family, and Tim Curry decides he's going to make everybody crack up, and he goes off book, and he starts telling this story about an elephant, and everybody's just falling apart, and Vicki Lawrence is just sitting there getting mad because he's basically taking over her skit, and Carol Burnett looks over. She's playing Eunice, and she says something, and then I don't know what that little turd's talking about. It's just everybody just fell apart after that. So,
do you mean Tim Conway?
Who did I say?
Tim Curry.
Tim Conway.
It yes, awesome. I was going to say, wow, Tim Curry was on Carol Burnett. That's great.
I meant Tim Conway, and by all means, I do not mean any disrespect. Tim Conway, in my mind, actually, it's just not just in my mind, is a comic genius. That guy has a remote control that's set to my funny bone. It is, yeah. Anywho, except for the dwarf stuff. I never really got the dwarf stuff, but okay, what you going to do? All right, we got the book. Go for book 6. Let's go for book 6. That is right here. Oh my gosh, what the is that? That is a robot parrot with a brain. Oh my gosh, that is, yeah. It's fine. I mean, the robot's drawn nice. Swamp Thing's got good lines. I don't know why they would put him in that pose, though. Yeah. Is it a bird? Are we looking at a bird? Where's his other leg? I see one leg, but where's his other leg? Even on the floor, you don't see it. So
okay, Amy, what do you score?
Yeah. I guess I could give it a 10. No, I'm sorry. I'm going 7 on this one. It once again, yes, it's drawn great, but it's not a great cover. All right. How about you, Eric?
Well, you left out.
Oh no, how about all right, what do you give this?
Well, thanks for making me on. I can't give it a 10 because it's so ridiculous looking, but if you look at it closely, it's so well done that I'm gonna go 8.
All right, we've got an 8. MK, what do you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I will go. Yeah, I'll go 8 too. Initially, I thought that Swamp Thing had like a lens in his stomach, but that's just the way he's standing, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Background. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the chat. Where there's a lot of people who are correcting me. How is E's GoFundMe account set up for that? E's Greatest Hits. Is it Greatest Hits or Greatest Tits? Because yeah. All right, so The Cat from Outer Space, good movie. I like that. That one's one from the childhood there. Harvey Korman, Tim Conway. Yeah, Tim Conway and Harvey Korman are comedy gold together. Yeah, the one where Harvey Korman is the general and Tim Conway's the cannoneer, and he's got to get the ball into the. It's fucking funny, man. All right, so Tony Hayes says 6. Joe says 6. All right. And then we have, let's see, Dark Admiral. Yes, I can't do the voice now. I'm just not there. 6. Okay. Let's see. The rendering is incredible. I love the reflection on the floor. It's a 10, says Henry. Oh, I should have let you read that. Sorry. All right, let's go. Jackson says 8, and not sure about this. Give it a 7, says Desert Rose. So we've got a 7 and an 8. Now we're entering sci-fi territory, says Lark Bark, giving it a 7. And Darth Kato says 6. Not feeling this one. All righty, we got a 7 and a 6.
Well, if she's not feeling this one, or if Darth Kato's not feeling, wouldn't this be like since when Amy does 10s for Darth Kato, it's always meow 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 meow. It's a 10. If it's a 6, it'd be like a cat that just got a rocking chair over its tail.
Not feeling this one. 7. Is that the Swamp Thing of Notre Dame? Yeah, he's a little bit hunchbacked on this one. Let's see. Ethereal is next, and he says 6. And yeah, that was hilarious. What? Oh, the cannon. Yeah, that was just good stuff. I mean, nothing tops the dentist though. Yeah. Anywho, we have 5, 6 taking on the 110. I've got to skip that 9 there, and taking down all 3 8s. This is a 7. It is a 7. Wow. I thought this truly was going to be a 10 fest, but we have not made it there so far. I mean, there's 10s on this. We will see. We will see. Can anyone do Pixel's voice like JJJ or something? Spider-Man, like that? No, I've got too much bass in my voice. So does maybe MK could do that high pitch that he's got. Yeah. Also, Tim Conway with the mini puppet was good. Let's see. Let me get that go. For book, this is 7. So this is Eric. I was 6. You are 7. Okay. And you. Oh, this is a 10 right here, man. There's no getting out of that.
No. Yeah.
10.
Yeah, this is a 10.
All righty. And yes, the city looks awesome. Batman looks awesome. The city. Yeah, everything is really good on this one. It is a 10. How about you, Eric? Not Eric, other Eric, MK.
Yeah, I love the buildings in the background of the town of New York. Yeah, so that's
good thing you didn't say the next word.
New York City. Oh yeah,
New York City.
Yeah, that's what. I love the cover. Yeah, very noirish too to me. Like I love the colors. The blacks and the yellows, the darkness, the grittiness. Yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah, I shall go 10. Yep.
Alrighty, let's get to the chat.
I'm Pixel.
No.
No, your voice has to be higher.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm
Basically,
Pixel.
yeah, you basically it's kind of like a woman whose balls have been dropped. Okay, so
wait a second.
say again.
A woman whose balls haven't dropped.
Yes.
Okay, we're not going to put any more thought into that.
No, just think of a woman who shouldn't even have balls and yet they still haven't dropped. That so you want to go?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of an 8-year-old little girl speaking after she sucked down a whole bunch of helium. That's Pixel's voice. Can you do that?
No,
I'm just messing around. Pixel's gonna kill me for this.
Like, what the heck are these guys talking about?
Oh.
What's he going to do? Send his mustache after you?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? He may just. I don't know. That's the weakest mush.
It crawls off his lip at night and goes and stays on the nightstand.
All right. Rhaegar says 10. Ethereal says 9. And we have a 10 from Joe. A bouncy 10. Alrighty. Next up, easy 10. This cover is epic, says Darth Kato. Okay. Desert Rose says NYC 10. Staying away from the C word. She heard that the C word is not welcome around here. Too much yellow on the front of the building, says Ethereal. We have Jackson Raykirk saying 10. Dark Admiral Much Hair says 10. Alrighty. And then One Slick says 10 for the rendering of this cover. But why would our guy from Swamp be playing King Kong in the city? Alrighty.
In the city.
Yes. 1, 2, and 3 10s. Let's see. 8 from Tony Hayes. I'll give this a 10. It looks cool, says Lark Bark. So we've got an 8 and we have a 10. Let's see. Could be a spotlight from Ethereal Dragon. Boy, does Pixel have a finger for E. We're friends. Let's see. Book 7 from Henry.
MK, you want this one?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to think how they would say it. Like, Book 7. I do not like the yellow inside of Batman's cape. Too much yellow everywhere. It's an 8. Yeah.
Oh. And then we have, let's see, I thought that comment was going to go somewhere else. Yep. Darth Kato, you said the C word. Yes, he said city. He just wants to, he's a part of the team. That's all I'm saying. He's a part of the team. All right, Jay says 10. Alrighty, then we have everyone sees Batman, then they drop their pants. LOL. Well, that and the fact that it's a really cool cover. Actually, confession, I never noticed Batman was on that cover until I just saw it right now. I actually sold this book. I don't remember Batman being on the cover of it. Let's see. How did Swampy get that high up on the building? Mystery sells the book. Alrighty, and let me get the STOP. There we go. And we have 2 8s, 1 9, and 12 10s, ladies and gentlemen.
You sell a book that you didn't know Batman was on the cover, but you have bought a book with only a Batman cover.
That is only a front cover. I mean, if you're going to put me down or insult me for something I did stupid, you got to bring out full 100% all of the stupidity. It was front cover only. It was, yeah, I couldn't find a coverless copy of that book and slide it on.
It feels like piling on at that point, but yeah.
I know, right? All right, let's go for book 8. And this is MK's to lead off. Anyone else wish me to read in random voice? Just asking.
Anybody else wish Rhaegar hadn't left his last comment?
Ed Harry, I play the Arkham series with no pants on. Hey, dude. Okay, are both hands on the controller? Because, yeah.
Not sure my life is any more enriched knowing that. But
all righty, so MK, here's issue number 8.
Oh, I mean, Catwoman and Poison Ivy were pretty hot in those games. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So, yeah, okay. Interesting pose. Kind of like a very Batman pose, you know, like the way he's posing. Like kind of, I don't know, just like sneakily on the rock there. I don't know. Simple. Yeah, I think I'll go 9 on this one. Yeah.
All right. Eric?
I have no idea what's going on in this cover.
Well, you remember that thing? There's like a panel in a comic book where all the squiggly things are going towards this woman and one's right by her mouth. That's what it looks like is going on here. Like whoever did that is the villain in this one.
I am amazed that you can look at this cover and that's where your mind goes.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next time you imagine that scenario, I hope it's Swamp Thing again. That said, I like this. I'm giving it a 10.
All righty. I agree with you. I think this is one of those just badass hero covers with a Swamp Thing on it. Yeah. I mean, there you go. Okay. Let's go to the chat. Let's see. Shorts exist. Jackson gives it a 10, and so does Dark Admiral. All right. Desert Rose says, I thought it was Bugs. Then I thought it was Roots. That's not a bad TV series. Roots, the book, not that TV horseshit. I don't know what it is. I'll go 9, says Desert Rose. Then we have, let's see, Joe gives it a 10. A bouncy 10. And then we've got Ethereal with an 8 and a Rhaegar with a 9. Okay. Let's see. Now we're cooking with guess. Swamp. Oh, mister. Swamp Thing is fearing that he has entered into the wrong anime, and it's a 9. Out of the night, the full moon is bright. There comes a horseman known as Zorro. 8. It's a rather average cover type, says one slick. Alrighty, let's see. Let's wait to see if we get anybody else. We've got, what is that, chicken shirt? Chicken shirt. Chicken shirt. This means something. Chicken shirt. What can a chicken shirt, Darth Kato? What is a chicken shirt? Shirt. Shirt chicken. Chicken shirt. Oh, hen shirt. Hen shirt? Chicken shirt. I know there's something. There's a joke to this. I'm going to figure out what it is.
Take the R out of shirt.
Chicken. Now that's just rude. All righty then. Henry. Oh, here you go, Eric.
Book 8. In a world where Swamp Thing is underground, you can see the structure of the mine. In the top right, mystery need not sell this book. Yeah, it's a 10.
All right. Swamp Thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything muddy. Let's see. It's a tie. Oh, okay. And let's see. Let's get the STOP. And we have, what do we have here, kids? We've got 2 8s.
Oh, wow. I didn't get that either.
What? Hentai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken shirt. I guess that's a accoutrement.
I think that little joke there is chicken shirt there. Yeah. Okay, it's 2 8s and 4 9s taking on 6 10s, and you know what that means. There you go. That is that means that this is a 9. Alrighty, we are moving right along. Boop-a-doom, boop-a-doom. Alrighty, moving right along. In search of good times and good. All right, we are going for book 9, and that is my turn. Go for book 9. That song could go on your greatest hits album. I saw that on a shirt and thought it was kind of amusing. The hentai. Yeah, if it didn't have the shirt there, I'd think okay, but yeah, I was going with the chicken shit joke. But all righty, it is my turn, and I'll tell you, this is a 10. This is book number 9. Classic cover. I mean, it's almost like the inverse, like we're looking at, the guy with the gun and the blonde. We're looking at what they saw because you got the water dripping off and everything. This is absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that he drew the trees at sunset, and they look. That's how trees look at sunset. It's amazing. This is one of the best covers in comic book history. This is a 10. Eric, what do you say?
Well, this should be a no-brainer that this is what we're sending to the brackets.
Yes.
But the way you guys have been voting lately, I'm not even sure this will get a 10.
That could be that is a possibility.
But it does from me.
All righty. How about you, MK? Are you one of the smart ones? Not trying to influence your vote.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's a 10. And I also think Amy was around, forest fire, and he's pissed off.
No, there you go. Yeah. All righty. Let's see what goes on here. I used to sing that Wild Thing song with Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing. 10 from one slick dude. All righty. Next up, we have tie with hens on it on a shirt. Okay. Jackson Raykirk says 10. And then we have Rhaegar saying 10 and Joe saying 10. Wink, wink. Next up, we have Henry.
Raven's father here. Book 9. great background, great detail. Yeah, it's a pretty Pegasus 10.
Alrighty then. And then we have Desert Rose with a 10, Dark Admiral with a 10. What is a duet called with 6 people? Sextuplet? Alrighty, and then Darth Kato says 10. So let's add on 1, 2, and 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. We have
Number 5.
a unanimous 10. We have a unanimous cover again. Yep. The 5th one since we started this 188 episodes ago, by the way. We have done 188 cover rankings. I think this is the longest we've carried on any of the shows that have ever been tried here. That's pretty awesome. I kind of dig on that. I told you this could go on forever too if you wanted it to. Alrighty, so
Whoa.
So what?
Wow, it's 24 point lead now. I looked down for a minute and
Okay.
well, you know I'm watching sports.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay, let's get the go for book 10. All right, it's Eric's turn again. Eric, probably issue 10 could make it to the bracket fight as well. It is one of my favorite covers, right beside Silver Surfer number 4. Well, let's find out what that book is. Here you go, Eric. Issue number 10.
Oh, this is really cool. Yeah, I got to give this a 10.
All righty then. How about you, MK?
Let's see. Yeah, pretty awesome cover. Like, was he fighting zombies or golems? Whatever these dudes are. Yeah. Yeah, cool cover though. You know, I like the very horror-esque cover. I'll go 10. Yeah.
All righty, but did I? Oh, I didn't take down the Henry quote, did I? There we go. All right, there we are. And let's see. You know what? Yeah, this is a 10 as well. These are awesome covers. Sports at this hour, asks Jackson Roykert. Larkbart, I give it a 10. It's a great looking cover. And Rhaegar, Desert Rose, and Joe agree. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy Toledo, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have Jackson saying, if this wasn't a serious comic, I'd say it was a plot cover. 10. Yeah, I get it. Next up, we have a Darth Kato 10. Dang, gosh darn, man. Y'all giving out 10s like this candy, man. You must really like this cover here. You're thinking, you know what? I think this one's a 10, but you know what? All the others are 10, so I'm going to just go on ahead. I'm going to give a 10. That's what I'm saying. Alrighty. Well, is that it? By the way, if you're watching, feel free to put in your vote, whatever you feel it is. That is what it is. Okay, I do not know what those are that you're showing off there, Darth Kato. Ethereal says 8, not a body horror fan. 9 and 8.
And I thought we were going to get back to back.
Yep. Every party has a pooper. That's what we invited you, Ethereal Dragon. All right, let's get the stop right here. And we have 1 8 and 10 10s. Almost unanimous. And, well, nope. We've got a 9 from one slick. Doesn't change the score, but doesn't change position, but does change the score. The big guy looks too much like Swamp Thing, but without the chlorophyll. Okay.
And yeah, it's not, we only got our perfect score because Venkman left.
Oh, okay. Is he okay? Is
probably just jumped off to go back to whatever he was getting ready for his channel, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, doing things for the show tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably reading comics. Yeah. Henry says, oh.
But 10. Ultimate layout and rendering. Wrightson actually does not draw any leaves, just the shadows. Yeah, it's a 10.
Alrighty
That was no one in particular.
Alrighty, let's get the because this is a 10. It's 1819, and this is a 10. I thought I moved that up there already. Did I already move it? Yep. One more. Okay, and let's go on. We are on book number 11, and that goes to MK.
Okay.
7, 6. You can do the next cover, okay? Okay. You're gonna do this next cover now. You want to rank it and you want to be honest about stuff, okay? Just make sure that you go on and you do that, okay? Okay. And you have issue number 11. Fuck beans. Look at that.
Actually sounded like a pretty good, like it was like a combination between Mr. Mackey and Donald Trump, like almost like a combination the way he did that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is an awesome cover. I love this one. Okay, so Swamp Thing rescuing the girl from hentai tentacle monster. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love it. It's awesome. Awesome background. I love the art. I love backgrounds with moons in the back. Like it makes something pop, you know. And so I'll go 10. And also, Eglantine. What movie is this quote from? Hey Eckhart, think about the future.
Hey, Eckhart, think about the future. That's Batman 89.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
I know, of course, easy one. Right? So it's easy.
Try a little bit harder. I mean, you can do a quote from that Batman movie. I wouldn't know because there are also just regular speaking lines.
Oh yeah.
Eric.
I think this is yet another 10.
Okay, methinkest you are right. I love the polyps on Swamp Thing's shoulders. It's we mentioned that how he had, like in the beginning, he kind of had a man face, sort of like in the movies, and over time he became more plant-like. And I kind of like it when they started drawing like wood through them and just make them look more plant-like, and the polyps and such look that way. It's another hentai cover as well. But you're absolutely right. This is a very good, very atmospheric cover right here. This is one to get. This is amazing. This is one to get that would be affordable. Like issue, what was it, number 8 or number 1? Those are going to cost a little bit. This might actually be affordable here. All right, let's get to the chat and see what they have to say. Desert Rose says, yet another 10. Jackson Roykirk says 10. One Slick Dude says 10. Joe says 10. Darth Cato says 10. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next up is Henry.
Let's see.
I thought you were going to read it off there, Eric.
Book 11. In a world where I think this is by Louis Dominguez.
Did I blank out? Gosh,
yes, you did. Henry, I was looking at this. I said, this does not look Bernie Wrightson. So it's Louis Dominguez. I think I butchered his name. If it is him, it's good. But it ain't no Wrightson. It's an 8. How come everybody that wants to do Bernie Wrightson things can't get all Bernie Wrightson covers?
I think this is by Luis Dominguez. I think I butchered his name. If it is him, it's good, but ain't no Wrightson. It's an 8. Okay. All righty. Let's see. All right, there we go. Dark Admiral says 10. There is nothing about this cover that isn't awesome, says Darth Cato. Darth Cato, well said. Polyps, better on the shoulder than somewhere else. That's a true fact. All right, so we definitely have that Dark Admiral 10. 10 from Rhaegar. Yeah, not a Wrightson cover, says One Slick. And 9 from Ethereal. Okay, a 10 and a 9. But hey, it's nice to know that even a not Wrightson Swamp Thing cover makes it. That being said, Henry only asked for 1 through 10. I figured let's go 11 and 12 anyway, and we also have the specials. So The 12 is on me. The 11 and 12 is on me if they're not Bernie Wrightson.
Well, now it makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. All right, there we are. And okay, let's move to book 12, which is issue number 12, and that's the one I lead off on. And we have Swamp Thing fighting a dinosaur. This is pretty cool. I don't think it's 10 worthy, though. I'm going to go 8 on this one. How about you, Eric?
Oh, I think this is a 10 worthy, but I'm not sure it's Wrightson either, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It's a 10.
Okay, MK.
Yeah, I will say 10. Yeah. Awesome cover.
We're being told it's Nestor Redondo.
His head looks kind of like almost like the dinosaur. I mean, like he's spraining his neck or almost broke. Maybe it's just the angle. But otherwise, I mean, it looks awesome. Yeah. I'll go 10.
All right. And get to the chat. And Henry saying, yeah, Wrightson only did the first 10 issues. That's why I suggested DC Special Series 2 and 14. Alrighty. I think it's great the way you guys can recognize who the artist is on all. I know, right? That's a great freaking talent. I can only do it for a couple of people. 12 is also not Wrightson. That is Redondo, says one slick. And then we got Jackson Raykirk saying 10, Dark Admiral saying 10, and Joe saying 10 as well. Okay, Jackson, Dark Admiral, Joe, Desert Rose also says 10. So we've got 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then one slick says 9. Darth Kato says 10 as Rhaegar says 10 as well. So 2 10s and a 9. 1 and 2 and 9. And let's see, 10. It's going to the bracket. You think this one? Next up, we've got book 12. As an artist, I would not want to follow Wrightson on a Swamp Thing, but Redondo did a hell of a job doing it. It's a 9. Alrighty. It's not a bad cover. Yeah. All right, let's get the stop. And what we got here is 1 8. That was me. 2 9s versus 9 10s. The 10s still win. Alrighty, man. It is like one of the covers I would do, the cover rankings, because at the end there, they were 10s and not bad at all. Let's see if the DC specials do the same thing here. Okay. And it is Eric's turn. So let's go for book 13. Now, normally we would be stopping because, but tonight we're doing 14 books to add in those specials. I wanted to go to 12 just because that's what we do when there's only 2 issues. But here you go, Eric. This is DC Special Series. I believe this is like number 2, but there you go. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Hold on just a sec. Yeah, he mentioned these were wraparounds, but I couldn't find the wraparound. But hold on just a sec. I think only one of them is. All right, what do you think of this one, Eric?
Well, it's very good, but it looks like Swamp Thing is suffering from early image head. It looks disproportionately small.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to have to top this out at a 9.
All righty then. We've got a 9 from Eric. What do you say there, MK?
Yeah, that's like I said, that's Frankenstein, right? He's got skinny arms. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think interesting background. Looks like is that a graveyard or crosses? I'm trying to tell. Or just sticks, like burning. I don't know. But yeah, what the heck? I'll go with 10.
All righty. There we go. Okay, so we have a 9 and we have a 10, and from me, I'll go 9 as well. I think 10, 9, and 9. Now let's get to the chat. And we're cover rankings. We're cover rankers. It's what we do, says. Is he still having trouble with the storm on other teams? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try to find, but I've got a little bit of time. This is the 8th cover ranking of this season, so we have 8 more. I've got a little time to find some storm covers. That being said, we have Ethereal with an 8, One Slick with an 8, Joe with an 8, Desert Rose with an 8, Dark Admiral with an 8, Darth Kato with an 8. 6 8s. Guess what this is going to end up being? 3, 4, 5, 6. All righty. Next up is Jackson with a 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay. There we go. All righty. Henry.
Book 13. In a world where, it's a wraparound cover.
It is?
The werewolf is so good on this cover. Too
Okay,
bad.
give me just a second. I'm trying to find it. I'm like literally looking right now, and I can't.
Bad we can't see him. I never see them. If we could have seen it, it would have been a 10.
Alrighty,
It's a 10.
Like I can find the other one. I've got the other one. I even typed in wraparound, and I'm not. Aha! Hold on, guys. We're gonna redo this one. Alrighty, let's see. Can I get a better one? Nope. All right. There we go. We'll redo this one. We'll redo this one then. Okay. I mean, we got time. We're knocking it out of the park here. We're going at a brisk pace. There we are. Let's here. Let me put what was this? Go for book. This was book 13. Okay.
Yep.
Go for book 13. We're going to restart it because I found the wraparound. All right. Finally. All right. And let's see, issue number BS 13. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Eric. I guess this is, wait, no, I would lead. Yeah, it's Eric leading us off. And here you go. This is the wraparound.
That is enough to offset the tiny baby head. It's now a 10.
Okay. All righty. How about you, MK?
Oh yeah, 10 for sure. I mean, the werewolf, the moonlight. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I know it's blurry, but literally I just found it. I looked for it earlier and I was like, well, I guess only one of them's a wraparound. Okay, let's get to the chat because this is a 10 over here. And then, good Lord, Rhaegar, I know it's blurry. Okay, hold on. Let's. What is this? The special series? All right. And what issue is this? Okay, that was 2. This one is 14. All right. No, it's not giving it to me. Yeah, I even went to DC Fandom and it didn't give me the wraparound. Go figure. So, yeah, I know it's blurry. Sorry, guys. That's what we got. How are you not giving? It just doesn't seem right. It's DC's fucking page, and they're not doing the whole thing. Okay, well, there we go. This is what we have to work with. Let's see what everybody else says. 10, 10, 10, 10. 4 10s. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have, let's see, Rhaegar saying still an 8. And then we have agreed 10 with the werewolf, says Joe. Next up, we have thanks, English New Man. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. As I said before, it's 10. Blurry is better than nothing. I swear to God, I looked for it earlier, and all I could find, and this one just popped up. Let's see. The werewolf was definitely needed, says Desert Rose. One Slick says 10. Jackson says, I'll stay with 9. Okay, but that does change things. 1-8, 1-9, and 10-10s. So this joins the ranks as blurry as it is. So there we go. Let me add this one to choose file. There we go. But as blurry as it is still going to be a 10. A bouncy 10. There we go. Get that up there. And right now we are working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 10s. Last book of the night, MK. You're going to lead us off here. It is, okay, let me get the go for book 14. And by all means, and once again, if you're listening and you haven't voted on anything, go right on ahead and join in. This is book 14, last book of the night.
Oh, I find that funny. Just beating this guy down. Yeah. The war, I don't know whose side. Is that guy on the Swamp Thing side with the gun in the background? Or looks like he's kind of helping him, maybe.
I think he shot Swamp Thing. If you look at Swamp Thing's back, it looked like.
Oh,
like
yeah, okay, maybe not. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
I see. At first, I thought he was shooting at the other guys, but yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Awesome battle sequence. I love the, like the dead-looking forest, the trees, and everything.
I like the fact that the snake seems to be fighting Swamp Thing too.
Yeah, for sure. These creatures. I'll go 10 here. And question for you guys: so, who do you think's popular overall? More popular, Godzilla or King Kong?
Godzilla. I'm a bigger King Kong fan than I am Godzilla, but Godzilla's taking it away with the movies, the comics, everything. Yeah.
Godzilla's bigger here than King Kong is over there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, so Eric.
10.
All right. This is we're leaving with a trilogy of 10s here. Let's check out the chat. Rhaegar saying 11. This is the one for the bracket, says Rhaegar. And Joe says 10. All righty. So obviously that's 2 10s. And then we have at least you found the wraparound. Good job. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to commission a video and tell us what covers in the whole 9 yards, go on over to Ko-Fi, drop a $5 donation, and just tell me what you want, what you really, really want. All right, Jackson says 10. Dark Admiral says 10. Dark Admiral also agrees that Godzilla more popular. All righty, and Ethereal Dragon says 9. 9. Godzilla, says Joe. 10 from Desert Rose and 10 from Darth Kato. 1 and 2. And then we have Godzilla from Desert Rose as well. Book 14. It's a 10, says Henry. And One Slick agrees. 1 and 2. There's no Kong statue that I'm aware of. I know, right? There should be. It's because he's black. That's what it is. Just racism. Let's see. Godzilla, he's the king of the monsters. English Spice Girl named Bridge Spice. Don't get me wrong, I like Kong, but Godzilla was my first fandom. Yeah, I was big into Kong at the time. My granddad watched it we used to watch all of the old Universal pictures and such. They would show up on the late night feature. I don't even know if you young people even could understand that. But right before sign off at the end of the night, you remember sign off, Eric?
Yes, I do.
But right before the TV show, the TV channels would sign off. In Florida, I don't know if this was a national thing. They would always have a monster picture, and so my granddad would let me stay up some nights and watch the monster movies, and that's where I saw the Invisible Man and King Kong. King Kong, loved it from day one. Yeah, that one and the old mummy pictures and such. That's back when he was walking all slow and shit, and I was still scared. All righty, so let's see. I really like King Kong 1933, one of my favorites. Old Godzilla, not any of the new CGI. I like this new stuff as well. As well as the Peter Jackson. A lot of people think it was overwrought, and I think it was a little bit too, but I got to tell you, some of the stuff that he included was incredible. I remember the TV signing off. I'm getting old. Yeah. No. If you remember the TV signing off, you are old. There's no getting about it. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, TV channels would go to bed at 12 o'clock. And your television show would end, and then it would be the Star Spangled Banner and then Fuzz. And then it started back up at 8. The late show and the late show then sign off until crop report at 4 or 5 a.m. Yep. All right, let's get the scoring on this. There is 1 9 and 11 10s. So yeah, this is a 10. Shock surprise. Okay, and that is that, kids. Wow, this, I don't know, is it this or what were we looking at where we had 8 10s? This time around, guys, we have 9 10s. Seriously, we have 3 9s. We have 1 8 and 1 7. Let me drop the book here. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. All righty, as you can see, we have 1 7, we have 1 8, and we have 3 9s, and then the rest are 10s. So really, we're only looking at 9s and 10s today. All righty. All righty. And I'm going to need your favorite and your least favorite of the 9s. Let me get the go for 9. All righty, let's see. It had to be the advent of spread cable. Yeah, it was the cable TV that really did it in. Thanks again for showing the drawing of Ghost Rider. I greatly appreciate. Oh, it's a good drawing, man. For those of you who weren't here in time to see it, this was the sketch of Ghost Rider done by Henry, and then this is the finished. That is not bad at all. You know what? I'm going to see if my daughter will color this for you. She's good. She's good. All righty. And no promises, because my daughter doesn't do a lot of stuff like that for people. But yeah, I'll check. All righty. So we got the 9s. What's your favorite and least favorite there, Eric?
My favorite is number 2. My least favorite is number 3.
Okay. MK, what do you say? Favorite and least favorite of the 9s?
The 9s. I think my favorite is 1, and my least favorite is 3.
Okay. Let's go to the chat. And Jackson, 2 is best, 3 is worst. And then we have, let's see, 1 and 2 from Dark Admiral. And then we have Cable had good run for a little over 3 decades. Yep. Darth Kato said, 1st is best, 2nd is worst. Next up, Desert Rose says 2 is best, 3 is worst. And then Joe says 1 is best, 3 is worst. And then we have Ethereal, 2 is best, 3 is worst. And Rhaegar says leave as is, so 1 is best, and 3 is worst. Okie dokies, artichokes. The 9s, 2 is best, and 1 is worst. Sorry. All right, 2 is best, and 1 is worst. Well, now, don't we have a thing here? 3 stays, but we've got 6 positives on number 2, and we've got 5 positives on number 1. Except we have 3 negatives on 2, bringing that down to 3, and then we've got one negative on number 1, bringing it down to a 4. So it stays exactly as is. All right, let's go to the 10s. Man, we've got a lot of those here. All right, we're definitely earning our money today. So
Tens are hard.
let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All righty, with a couple of them being a wraparound. Why the one didn't show up as a wraparound? I don't know why, because that is literally the one that I had as a wraparound before. Let me see about this. Choose files. Let me see if I can't. There we go. There we are. And let's bring this one down. Okay. There we are. And let's start with you, Eric. What is your oh, hold on. Let me get the 10s. There we go. And Eric, what do you say? Favorite and least favorite of the 10s?
I am still sticking with the 4th one is the best, and 6 is the worst.
All right, 4th is the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6th is the worst of them. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn, that was a good one. But I mean, I know, right? MK, favorite and least favorite.
Yeah, this one's tough, man. Like, there's so many. I'm like looking the past few minutes at all of these covers. I guess my favorite has to be. I got to go with the New York City one. I mean,
New York City
one.
So that's book 3
it
is
was
the
tough
best.
between that and the Wolfman one, or the werewolf guy. But yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with 3 the best, and the worst for me is 5.
Okay. And I am going book 4. And the least of them is the dinosaurs. That's book 7. All right, let's get to the chat. Darth Cato. Oh, okay. Dark Admiral, 4 and 8. Honestly, not a terrible cover in the bunch. All righty. 4 is the best, and 8 is the least for him. Next up, we have Henry with the 10s. 5 is the best. Swamp Thing versus Giant. Alrighty, and 6 is the worst. Girl versus Octopus. Yikes. I disagree with you guy on that. That 6 is really good. I don't think it deserves any kind of worse, but let's see. Desert Rose. Okay. 8 and 5 from Ethereal Dragon. All right. Do we actually have enough voters to do one of these? Because, I mean, are we already out? There's like 4 or 5 with no representation. Is that it for everybody? All right. There we go. Small panel tonight of the 15 voters. Do we, let's see, it was 8 and 5. Yeah, I got skipped. Jackson Raykirk, I thought I read yours. 4 is best, 3 is worst. Do I have a best on 4? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was Eric and myself. Okay, so yep, I think I skipped you. There you go. 4 is best. And which one was worst to Jackson? It was 3. All right. There we go. MK would know. All righty. I guess that's it. We got a couple that aren't even represented. If you're in the chat and you haven't voted for best and worst of the 10s, by all means, feel free to put that in there. Let's get this done. There we are. Here we go. Let's see. Obviously, we go with the negatives first. And the one with the most negatives, no positives, is book 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is not deserve the least. All righty. But then we have, let's see. Then we have 1 positive and nope. We do have more no positives and negatives. We have book 7, which would have been right here, the dinosaur. Alrighty. Got that. And then it was book 6. Next up, we would have 1 positive and 2 negatives in book number 5. There we go. And then we have, let's see, a couple that cancel each other out. And that is, you know what, after that, I think actually before I put that one in, since it had votes, I'm going to put in the ones that had no votes whatsoever, which was book number 9, the last of them, right here. So it goes there. And then it would have book number 2 and book number 1. Holy Toledo. Now we've got these 3 right here, which actually did not do too poorly in the votes. We had 1 cancel each other out, which would have been book number 3. And we had cancellation in book number 8 as well. And the only one that came out straight up positive is book 4 with 4 positive votes, no negatives. That is a weird thing. We didn't have enough voters to really grab onto the meat and potatoes. But book number 4 ends up going to the bracket fights, which I am okay with because that was mine as well. No, Cato, I got you guys. I got your votes. But like I said, we just didn't have enough voters. That is funny.
Yeah, you were shocked at that last one. Like, there's no way that's the worst one. How'd that get last? I know, right?
I know, right? That's a great. All of them are great, but yeah. I thought the dinosaur would definitely, because that's not even a Bernie Wrightson. I thought that would end up at the back, but yeah.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing number 4 was Eric's pick. It was my pick. It's a great cover. It's an iconic cover. I think this has a chance of going to the bracket, going the distance at the bracket fights. I honestly do.
Yeah, those are my 3 favorite too. 1, 2, and 3. That's why I was having a hard time to choose between the wolf.
Jackson.
Say again, Eric.
See you, Jackson. He's leaving.
Oh, have a good day, Jackson. All righty, so I'm gonna put that one into the brackets here, and we've got the Giant Superhero Team Up. We've got Defenders number 4. We've got the Avenger Serpent Crown, the annual. This is shaping up. This is really shaping up. All right, and this is number 8, by the way. Oh, I don't have George Perez here yet. And what was the winner on that one? What was the winner on? What? I gotta check to see what the winner was on this one. Oh, I think it was number 2. All right, I gotta look that up again. Unless you guys remember what won the George Perez, I forgot what cover won. Sometimes that happens. Hey, Leon, how you doing today? All right, the Moon Dragon. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. I'll move that over as well as I'm looking. Right now, I am also doing the scoring. I decided to, get off my ass and start doing those. So once I just did the Comics Cavalcade, so please check that out. And I think you guys are enjoying it. I didn't just do music on this one. I did commentary, trying to remember what you guys were saying and putting in my own 2 cents as to why a cover is in the position it is. And now it's fun. It was fun. Alrighty, and this was book 7. All right, so here on in, we just finished the first half of Henry Month. If you want to do your own videos, by all means, go on over to Ko-Fi, drop a $5 donation into the tip jar, and tell us what you want to see. Obviously, it's going to go in order, but it will be prioritized. So I just got one for storm covers, and that's going to go right after the Henry Month. So there you go. All right. That being said, Friday is what is Friday? Friday is The Defenders, a mixture of Defenders issues. Actually, it looks like it's just 1 through 12. All right, there we go.
We already did that.
We already did this.
Yeah, remember you guys passed on the best cover and put in the Valkyrie one.
Oh, I've got the. Nope. What is the other Defenders then? Oh, no. It is a mixture. I just have them all numbered. That's why it says 1 through 12. I went through and picked out the best. It is a mix because it's got giant size Defenders here. We've got the. Oh, shut up, woman.
What? Why don't you put number 10 in this one too, to try to right the grievous wrong?
Right. Okay. Oh, and thank you, Leon, for the super sticker. Yeah.
Oh, I knew that, Henry. I was just bringing to attention that E was confusing the two because
I truly was confusing the entire issue of what was what and where everything went and what to do with them. So yeah, there we go. All righty, let's see. Just for funs and giggles here. Of course, it's going to take forever. There we go. All right. Boom, boom. And just to remind everybody, these have made the bracket fight so far. We've got the giant superhero team up. We've got the Defenders. We've got Defenders number 4. We've got Avengers 186. We have the King Size Special number 9. Fantastic Four number 72. We've got the X-Men, and then we've got Marvel 2-in-1 number 62. And now Swamp Thing number 9. All righty. I think I'm going to do something a little different. Usually I will do issue 1 or
vote for the best cover.
Say again?
Vote for the best cover.
Yes. Hey, I did tonight as well. I voted for the best cover every night. No, but usually I'll do in the bracket fights, fight 1 versus fight 16. But I think I might put like versus like on that first round. Fantastic Four versus Fantastic Four. Defenders versus Defenders. Let's break that stuff down for the second rounds and such. Yeah. All right. With that said, join us for the Defenders on Friday. Tomorrow over at Geeky Puppet Show, they're going to be talking about all the good new comics that they have read. So that should take 5 or 6 minutes tops.
Oh, it's going to be a long one.
That's what she said.
I had 12 books this week, and that's because my store didn't get 2 of them.
Okay.
You want to hear a surprise?
The
Supergirl was actually good.
Was it written by a man?
Well, yeah, Sophie Campbell. Yes, it's an all trans creative team, and DC did not trumpet that from the rooftops because she did he wrote and drew it, and Tommy Bonvillain did the coloring.
Wow!
But it referenced the old Supergirl series from Superman Family a couple times. It was filled with Silver and Bronze Age Easter egg type stuff, so it was good. It leaned way too heavy into the Superman's name is Cal, not Clark. That kind of but I know that's a DC edict now that it's got to be all Krypton all the time. But for just what it was actually pretty good. I was stunned.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would be too. All right, kids, Defenders of the Earth. That would have to be later. Or Ethereal, you could go over to Ko-Fi, drop a $5 tip into it and say, hey, I want to do Defenders of the Earth.
Oh, yeah. And Christine, I had one for you that I was trying to remember before, but I just remembered. So with shows, right? You always talk movie shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You say All in the Family or Golden Girls?
All in the Family. Wait, let me. All in the Family. Think about it. All in the Family. Every moment of the day, All in the Family. All of the Family was written intelligently. Golden Girls, it was okay. I know.
Yeah, it's not fair to compare the two because All in the Family, arguably the most trailblazing show in television history.
Yeah.
I mean, it absolutely changed everything. And the sad thing is, here we are 55 years, past that, and they couldn't do that again today.
No.
Because,
censorship.
Well, just, too many generations of communist educators destroying the minds of the youth.
Yeah, it was different comedy back then. Even Golden Girls, that wasn't well either. I remember Sophia. She was always making like black jokes and Asian jokes and stuff.
Well, in the 80s and 90s, we got rid of racism. I said, by the way, I said this over at Nerd Newsstand, and what? No, I said, yeah, no, we got rid of racism. If you were racist, you were kicked out of the cornfield. You're done. You can't play well with others. Get the hell out of the sandbox. That's how it was. Racism now has a fan club. I'm taking Eric's line, what he said about COVID. COVID is the first disease he's ever known that ever had a fan club. Racism now has a fan club. They don't want it to go away because they can make money off of it. It gives them an identity. They're racist, but they yell that everybody else is racist. But we ended it. One of the ways we ended it was accepting everybody's differences and joking the fuck out of them. And that's what we did. We joked all in time, and nobody cared.
Well, I don't know if we ended it, but it was absolutely on life support.
Yeah.
And then we elected hope and change. We got no hope, but the change we got was he brought it back with a vengeance.
Yep.
And it's not going to go away again.
No, too much money in it.
Yeah, it's here to stay now.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is.
You're not allowed to talk
these
about
days, it's a grift. If you have anybody crying about slavery 200 years later, I'm sorry, that's on you. That's
you
on
can't. So. You're not allowed to have an honest conversation either.
No.
They're talking about something that's on the news today. Trump is floating a pardon for Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
Half the country is going to burn to the ground if that happens.
He actually should never have been convicted.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you're a racist. No, I understand the law. And if you have a United States senator outside the courthouse talking about how they better get that verdict right, that's threatening the goddamn jurors. That's a mistrial. It's done. The fact that they even had it where they had it, no, the guy should have been moved. That trial should have been moved. I mean, granted, because of the social media climate, finding a place where he could get a fair trial is damn near impossible. But just based on all the technicalities, he should have been let go. They're there for our protection, but no, people wanted to see this guy go for a crime. In all honesty, if you watched, he didn't commit. But it doesn't matter because, well, they want their fucking pound of flesh. And it's not black, and it's not white. It's just fucking social media. Serious. But no, just based on the fact that you had people threatening the jury, that should have done it. That's done. It's a mistrial. Have a good day. This man cannot possibly get a fair trial in America. And yeah, and based on that, but no, people have to go, well, that's racist. Fucking lazy, stupid argument about goddamn near everything. And I got to tell you, there's something going around right now. It's called black fatigue, but it's not black fatigue. It's something different, and white people can't say it. But even black people are feeling it. And the truth is when I hear, well, we're oppressed, blah, blah, marginal. I'm so fucking what? Just so fucking what? That's become my attitude towards it. Just so fucking what? We were enslaved for so fucking what? That had nothing to do with you. I don't buy into it at all. My family was actually rich. We lost our money in the Great Depression. So fucking what? That was 100 fucking years ago. What's that got to do with me and my poor decisions with money? Nothing. But yeah, that's I'm sorry, but that's got to be the fucking t-shirt now. Well, so fucking what? I'm just done with it.
I'll give you an example. Do either of you two know who Aja Wilson is?
Do not.
Aja Wilson?
Yeah.
Is he an activist? Or maybe I'm thinking of
No,
someone.
it's a woman. She's the best player in the WNBA.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But okay, do you know who
I thought
Caitlin
Angel
Clark
Reese.
is?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh wait, now I know who Aja Wilson is because every time I hear about Caitlin Clark, it's her and somebody else, Angela Reese.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese.
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I
always
thought.
those two trying to beat the shit out of Caitlin Clark because she's doing well.
Nike got pressured to give Aja Wilson a signature shoe, and not Caitlin Clark. No one knows who Aja Wilson is, so the shoe's not going to sell.
Right.
Caitlin Clark would have been a license to print money, but they didn't do it because they wanted to be woke and use
by the way,
every black woman.
By the way, yeah, I get it. You're right. I do go, but the thing is I can't be the Steven Crowder. I can't be the Tim Pool. And look, they're far more popular than I am. And I understand they do it so they could stay on the air, but I can't not say something. We can't say that on YouTube. I'm not going to say grape about one of the worst crimes somebody could commit against somebody else. I'm not going to call it grape. It's just, and I'm not going to hold back that kind of thing. I mean, granted, yes, I will never allow the N-word to be on my channel, even if it is a black person saying it. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. And I think that's pretty stupid. And when I'm asked, do you want to say the word? Not particularly. I do want a certain set of the black population to stop acting like children every time they hear it, though. I think it's ridiculous. It's a word. Get over it. Let's see. Tired of people saying Power Rangers is racist. Walter said he chose to be the. Oh yeah, I saw that interview. Yeah, he's like, "What the hell are y'all talking about?" No, that came in. Yeah. He chose to be the Black Ranger over Blue and Trini. He said that he thought being in the black suit was empowering. He's a powerful black man in the powerful looking black suit. Yeah. And Trini was originally going to be Latina before the actress asked for more money. All in the Family. You had to be there. You could not do that show today. That's true. Sanford and Son. Yeah. That was a good show too.
How about the Jeffersons?
The Jeffersons was funny as hell also, but with George Jefferson, basically you just got the black version of Archie Bunker. He was, both of them could be described, I guess, as the friendly racist, but yeah, both of them were funny as hell though.
Yeah, one was a spinoff of the other, right? Weren't they the same, same?
Yeah. Jefferson was Archie Bunker's neighbor before they moved on.
Yeah, they portrayed Archie as a bigot because he had outward traits that came across as bigoted and racist, but then the reason why the character was endearing and it stood the test of time was he ended up, when you stripped all that away, he ended up judging people by the content of their character. So it was almost like he had the views because almost like maybe he had them from his parents or whatever, but he didn't really have the courage of those convictions because at the end he always seemed to do the right thing, which was kind of set him apart from your legitimate racist.
Yeah, actually, I remember there were some episodes where he would try to get along with Mike and even George Jefferson. They would be friends and then something would be said and he would go off on that. One of my favorite was he's trying to relate to Mike, Meathead, and they get these ballpark pretzels and then they're sitting down and they're enjoying it. And Mike puts mustard all over his pretzel and Archie loses it. And that's like the end of their niceties at that day. I thought that one always stuck with me because I'm the mustard guy. I agree. Get that. You get the pretzel. Pretzels are a good delivery system for the mustard. I don't know.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you a mustard person on pretzels?
I don't. I like dipping them in cheese.
Beer cheese works too.
But mustard, yeah. If I'm gonna put something on it, and it's not cheese. It would be mustard. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That would not preclude me from eating one.
Yeah, I actually like both, honestly, equally. Like if you go to Anton's in the mall or something, they have like all these cheesy dips, mustard dips.
Yeah. Let's see. Rhaegar saying, and no kid was ever thinking about the Power Ranger suit being a problem when we were watching it. No, the well, actually, people had to show up first. You know, you gotta do something on the internet. So you gotta bitch about old stuff. And well, actually, it was racist because, you know, yeah, well, actually, people suck. Lots of idiots say Power Rangers is racist. Rhaegar, there are YouTubers and news sites that keep saying it. Yep. Yep. Mustard on a pretzel, says Dark Admiral. Good stuff.
Yeah.
In my experience, actual racists never care if you call them that, and they would never get mad. They would own it. Only non-racists get mad about the accusation. Wow, Rhaegar, I don't get mad because I just think it's ridiculous. If any time that's hurled at me, I just go, okay, conversation over. You know, it's lazy. It's a lazy way to get out of a discussion to me anymore. And that might just be, like they said, the fatigue. In all honesty, you want to have an actual conversation about something going ahead. But anytime I hear about oppression or racism or any of that, like, okay, whatever. You know, this is going to be what it is. And I'm not going to justify anybody's dumbassery when it comes to calling me racist or anything like that. It's ridiculous. Or with, I get it. I've got a cousin. I think of her as a niece because she's of my daughter's generation, and she decided to go trans, you know, change her name from Victoria to Charlie, grew a beard, the whole 9 yards. But I told her, I said, you know, I'll do the name thing. I'll try anyway, you know, but, you know, and I have no disrespect whatsoever for her choices, and God bless her. I hope she has a great life, but I decided never to lie. That happened when me and Gail had a discussion about what happened in Thailand with me. I told her I won't lie. I won't lie to you. And if you're not going to lie about that to your wife, then why should you lie anything? So the trans community thinks that if you call a woman, a man, a man, you're hating on them as trans people. I don't actually even hate that. I hate the movement that tries to suppress the truth. I hate the movement where they try to put men in female spaces. But the people, so long as they're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to them. And that's the way I feel about everybody, you know, no matter race, religion, or so forth and so on. Yeah. But that's my take on everything, that, you know, fuck Islam. Let's see. If someone starts throwing around racist or sexist, they get blocked. I don't have time for those fools, says Dark Kato. In Saban's first attempt to bring over Super Sentai with Bioman, had Bio red as an East Asian, green was AA, yellow, blue, and pink or white. Saban's first attempt to... Oh, Super Sentai. Oh, they've got that on... I noticed it. They got that on Tubi, by the way. They've got Super Sentai on Tubi. If anybody wants to see the original stuff. Because I looked at Super Sentai. What's that? And I looked at... It's the Japanese Power Ranger. But yeah, you're right. Everyone used to clutch their pearls at the accusation, but after 2016 and the rise of woke, lots of people stopped it because it got ridiculous. At one point in time, what's that Matt guy on CNN, the newscaster, Eric? Matthews something.
Oh, Chris Matthews?
Chris Matthews. Chris Matthews did a article. He did a news piece about how milk was considered racist because it was white. And
I remember that.
White people eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches was considered racist because black people, because they are poor, yes, all of them apparently, usually could only eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So a white person eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is showing their privilege. It's racist. So after that, what the honestly can you say?
Well, when the demand exceeds the supply.
Yeah, they got to find. Oh, what? Or here's one. Recently, I don't know if you guys follow the draft. But recently, we had a little, we had a bit of a controversy in the draft with Deion Sanders' kid. He was supposed to be the number 1 pick, and he's walking around showing off his Rolex and acting like he was born on 3rd, and he acts like he hit a triple. And he was expecting to go first pick, but he didn't get picked. And then he was expected to go in the first round. He didn't get in the first round either. I think he went in the second, right?
No, he went in the 5th.
5th. That's right. I thought it was second round, 5th pick.
He wasn't projected number 1, but he was projected to go in the top 5 or 6.
There you go. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so this guy and a whole bunch of people who are friends with him and who like him, especially this one announcer on I think it ESPN, start saying it's racist that he didn't get picked in the first 5 rounds. I'm like, the first round pick for like what, the last 3 or 4 years has been a black dude, and they're trying to yell,
including
racist.
This draft,
including this, yeah, a black quarterback got picked. Yeah. So yeah, once again, it's like you're saying it for everything, and you're saying it no matter what. You're not even thinking about it could be anything else. So after a while, it becomes ridiculous. I think right now people are like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just fucking done.
Well, there was a bunch of people white knighting for him. One of them was not his dad, by the way. But what his dad did cause by being his dad was a lot of people weighed the pros and cons of drafting Shedeur Sanders. Now, several years ago, a guy named Michael Sam was ranked the best defensive player in the best conference in the country. He was openly gay. The league pressured one of the teams into drafting him because ESPN wanted to show, and they had it all staged. He was there with his boyfriend, and they wanted to show the kiss after he was drafted. Now, I don't even think he ended up making the team because whether he was good enough to play, probably. What he wasn't worth was having Oprah come hang out at every practice with her oxygen network in tow. Tim Tebow, same thing. Good enough to play, not worth the circus. Colin Kaepernick, for about 4 years after he started his bullshit, same thing. Trevor Bauer, same thing. Shedeur Sanders may be good enough to play in the NFL, but he's not worth the circus that accompanies him. And he was drafted by the same team that gave the largest NFL contract at the time, fully guaranteed, first time ever, to a guy with 29 sexual harassment allegations pending. So, in other words, he went to a fucking circus already. So that's, and there's your, this is why you keep one sports guy around. Context.
I remember, speaking of sports and politics, wasn't there with that other guy that maybe you talk about Chris Matthews, what was his name? Keith Olbermann? Yeah. Isn't there some,
that guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a shame because he is one of the most knowledgeable baseball people you'll ever come across. And before he went insane, I came across a baseball card magazine from like the mid 80s.
Yep.
There was an article by Keith Olbermann in it. I mean, I would have really liked this guy. And when he and Dan Patrick were on SportsCenter, they revolutionized sports television. I mean, they called it The Big Show. And it was, like I said, it was groundbreaking. It was immensely successful. And somewhere along the line, he lost all sense of sanity. I mean, he truly does need help.
Yeah, that can happen. Let's see. Rhaegar is talking about his grandma here with my poor black great grandmother used to always have peanut butter and jelly bread in the home. My granny did too. And we ate a lot of that as kids. When she watched us, she used to get actual food stamps. So did we. Let's see. Not only that, but she even used to get government peanut butter. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. It was really dry. So was, by the way, if you ever get the government cheese, they give you a block like this big. It was like Velveeta's poor cousin that dried up in the sun somewhere. that was horrible as well. But you know what? I didn't mind the big ass bag of it would be like I don't know. It would be Fruit Loops, but it would be called colored rings or something. Well, they wouldn't use that, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I liked some of that government shit when I was a kid, but the cheese and the peanut butter was not it. Peter Pan peanut butter, that was the dream, man. I remember that stuff. Also, there was a shop that was Aldi before Aldi. I don't know if you guys have Aldi here, but
yeah, they're nationwide now.
Yeah, it was one of those where you had to go in, you brought your own bags and all that kind of stuff. And they had their own brand of Kool-Aid. And it would just have it would have a cartoon character of the flavor, like if it was apple or if it was watermelon or something like that. Yeah. I remember that. Henry, you are allowed to swear on the channel so long as we're about a minute into it. After a minute, we're good. Biden says the darnest things. Let's see. Cleveland Browns are a mess. They have been a long time now, says Henry. Yeah, the cheese was atrocious. Dry peanut butter sounds. It was not good from memory. I mean, I can't drudge up the taste, but I do remember that, and I do remember that cheese that you tried to cut into, and it would fall off like a big iceberg falling off into the ocean, just one piece at a time. Just you could never slice government cheese. It was not good.
And by the way, here's my prediction: if Shedeur Sanders makes the team, if he gets any games and has any kind of success, they will fire Stefanski and bring in Dion, and it's the true circus to end all circuses.
That would be something. That would be something to see.
And the crazy thing is, Sanders is a good coach. I mean, his kids play hard for him. I mean, he got a couple kids. They did not go to the BCS or whatever it's called now. And what that means is anybody with any draft stock skips their bowl games. And it's really, the bowl games have really suffered from. He got his kids to play. And including the one that went in the first 5, Travis Hunter, I think his name was. And he his son played. I mean, everybody played. And there was truly nothing on the line. And not many coaches can do that anymore.
That I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how this whole thing plays out. And is this the attitude from Sanders has been what a lot of people have said. So is he actually going to be able to do well enough to offset it?
I really haven't heard him. I haven't heard Shedeur himself do a lot of the mouth running. It's been Dracula over at ESPN, also known as Mel Kiper.
That's
who he's so incensed that the guy he picked to go like number 2 didn't go the 5th round. I'm going to go back 8-9 years when he ranked quarterbacks in an upcoming draft. You know who his 5th ranked quarterback was in the one draft?
No.
Patrick Mahomes. 2 of the people that he ranked ahead of them, I literally did not remember their names. And I watch sports 365 days a year. So, in other words, he's always wrong. He's wrong like a weatherman wrong.
Rhaegar saying, I used to listen to MSNBC back in 2009 when I left the Navy. I'm familiar with all those jokers. Then I used to listen to Fox. This was when I was exploring politics and seeing what each side thinks. For me, my life had found focus because my parents were Democrats, but I was a Reaganite, man. But that's only because I was very surface level. One thing I noticed that made me a Reagan fan was that in the 70s, we didn't have money. We're talking government cheese, the whole 9 yards. And then the 80s, Reagan came. And we all of a sudden had money. And so did all the people around me. And more importantly, even I could go out and get a job Not officially, you know, when I was young, but I've always been a kind of a handyman of sorts. I can't do shit, but I would do whatever they asked. So like I would go into a business. Can I get everybody coffee? Give me your orders. You got the money. Boom. I'll go run it. I'll come back and I keep the change, you know, that kind of thing. We used to wash cars for dealerships or clean up garages or whatever. But people would hire. And I noticed that change. So I didn't know I was a Republican, but what really focused me, 6 words: the way things ought to be. That really did focus me. It was a book by Rush Limbaugh, and a friend of mine gave it to me. He goes, "You never heard of Limbaugh?" And no. Then he handed it to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy is actually writing down what I'm already thinking anyway." And that kind of got me into my own conservatism.
Henry, I don't know what dynamic kickoff is, so
isn't that the one where they're all lined up at the 50-yard line?
Oh, is that the name they gave it?
I guess.
I think that's going to die in the committee meetings over the off season. At least I hope. But yeah, you didn't have to worry about this, E, because you weren't old enough yet. But I remember the first year of Reagan's term, things were still so bad. I can remember signs on the door at McDonald's that said "not accepting applications." Can you imagine that? There's never been a time where you couldn't walk in there as long as you remember to put your shirt and shoes on. You're working tomorrow. I mean, imagine an economy so bad that they weren't taking applications
at McDonald's. Yeah. I remember we were driving a car that didn't have a floorboard. Son of a bitch, that dug in my ear. Our front seat didn't have a floorboard. Like when we were driving, you could look down and there was the fucking road passing by. So we wore our fucking seatbelts that day. Because usually, it's the 70s, we're jumping up and down in the back seat. But if we were in that front seat with that busted floorboard looking down, we're like, yeah, mom hits the brakes too hard. We drove some pretty shitty cars back in the day. I think one of them was a Hornet. I remember Hornet being the name of one of them. I know we drove a Pacer and a Gremlin. So we had the AMCs covered.
A Gremlin? That was a car?
Yeah, Gremlin. I'll tell you what about Gremlin. You can't kill him. I tried.
Not Gremlin. No, we had a Maverick.
Yeah.
There's not much difference.
Yeah, we owned a Pinto, Rhaegar. The people wanted to get rid of them for a while, and we were poor enough to need them. So,
what was that thing? There was a car from, I think it was a Chevy or Ford. It was like very dangerous, like had a high death rate.
Pintos supposedly exploded if you rear-ended them.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was ever true. I don't know if it might have happened once or something.
And let's see. One of my maternal uncles was in the Navy, so was my paternal grandfather back in World War II. Never for me. My dad was in Vietnam. My older brother joined the Army for a while. My cousin did. I just wasn't for me. Well, I was going to go with my cousin, and my dad pulled me aside. Now, my dad went through Vietnam. Now, the thing with my pops in Vietnam, he served 2 terms. He served 2 terms, or 2 tours, because he didn't want to leave his men behind. So he went back, and he told me the stories. Thankfully, he tested well, and instead of sending him directly to Vietnam, they put him through officer school. So he entered as an officer. And he's told a hell of a lot of stories. The beginning, when I was a little kid, it was like Hogan's Heroes. He told a lot of joking stories, how they were teaching some American cooking, and my dad did this thing. They were going to cook a lizard or something like that, and he grabs it and he actually yanks the head off, but he acts like he's biting into it. And then he had a guy in his troop wouldn't be undone, so he grabbed it and actually did it. And the Ozzy Osbourne, the lizard, he told funny stories like that. And then as I grew older, they became a little bit more rough. But when I was going to go into the Army with my cousin, my dad set me aside and he said, you need to be aware of what you're doing. You need to know everything about both countries. What are we there for? What are they there for? Are you fighting for the right reasons? Because my dad, this one thing he always said, we didn't lose Vietnam. A lot of people like to say we lost the Vietnam War. He says we didn't lose. We weren't allowed to fight it. They were in there. It was like the thing in Iraq. You know, they had one hand tied behind their back because government was going, no, we can't be the badass army that we are. And my dad always said that. He said we weren't allowed to fight it. If they let us go, if they just let the might of the American military go, we would have rolled right over them. It would have been nothing. So he sat me down to make sure, because he said in that second tour, he realized he wouldn't be able to fight the Vietnam War the way it needed to be fought. So his entire focus was just making sure his men stayed alive. So yeah, I never actually went into the Army. I don't feel bad about that or anything like that. I never use anything like false valor or anything. God bless you if you served. I also, by the way, because of the stories and because of meeting people, I don't believe every veteran is a hero, but I think they've done heroic things. What were you about to say, Eric?
So do you think it was his Vietnam experiences why your dad, I don't know what his politics were going in, but do you think it was the experience there that drove him farther left?
I think that did a lot. I think because he grew up always questioning religion even, but I think Vietnam put the nail in it. I think so with the whole they used to be, both my mom and dad said they used to be conservative, but they found that conservatives, or they believed when they heard that conservatives don't care about people. And I've tried to tell them, you guys are living in past as far as politics are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, because his party is now the party of war.
They're the party of war, the party of hatred is they try to put on Republicans. If you have a different opinion, they're going to fight you physically. They're willing to burn down cities, but no, they buy into everything. It's mostly peaceful protests. The whole now, my parents are incredibly aware, but that one blind spot, they watch Rachel Maddow like she's the prophet. You know, it's amazing that they're so incredibly intelligent, but they're nowhere near social media. They don't see or hear what's coming from both sides. They just hear it from one side, and they don't hear what they're saying. They hear what the bad stuff about the Republicans, but they don't hear the bad stuff about the Democrats. They don't hear that, oh, well, Antifa is going to burn down this city because there's not enough love for Hamas, you know? So yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see. I blame Kissinger, says Ethereal. Let's see. Getting him to talk about his time in the Army is like trying to hit the center of the Death Star, says Rhaegar. How did you,
Henry? I thought it was fantastic.
Right.
That was that's professional quality. Going back decades when comic book art was good.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Rhaegar saying, I think it's so weird not to question if what you hear is true. I agree. If I hear, even if I hear it from what's his name, Crowder, or Tim Pool, or Ben Shapiro, or Matt, even if I hear it from somebody on our side, I don't want to see a clip of the video. Show me the entire thing. Show me. I want to see 20 seconds before or to a minute to 20 seconds to a minute after. Let's get the full context. If you tell me it came from a speech, what's the speech so I can read it? I think it's ridiculous when people watch an 8-second clip and think they've got everything. I could take some 8 seconds out of my life with my family, and you probably think I was an abuser of some sorts, an emotional abuser, because I told a joke. And wouldn't that be nice if he actually took his family serious? That kind of stuff. So I don't My grandfather's youngest brother, says Ethereal, though my grandfather is the youngest of his siblings, joined the Marines and told my grandfather to join a different branch. There you go. Anyway, gee, we kind of made this last a little bit longer, but hey, it's a hangout. Why not? That being said, I do need to use the restroom, so I'm going to end this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this jug of tea started here. Yeah. So
so what you're saying is, if this goes much longer, that jug's going to be full again.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Once again, guys, tomorrow, please join the Geeky Puppet Show for their best of the week, or is that what it's called? It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
right?
that's the week. 9 o'clock Eastern.
And then come back
and
here.
Pack a lunch, because like I said, if I have 12, Vengman probably has 30.
I don't want any responsibility. I'm driving my daughter and my wife to work now, so I'm always traveling everywhere. Tomorrow night, I told Gail I want to just sit down. I even canceled a movie experience at the theater, because all I want to do is come home, have dinner, sit down in front of the boob tube, and veg. Maybe I'll kill a couple of Nazis in Sniper Elite, because I've been playing that like there's no other game left. If your daughter wants to color that would be cool. No pressure if she doesn't want to do it. I would love to see her do that, because you know what? She is one of the best colorists I've seen, in all honesty.
You want to know what I want?
What do you want?
I want to know if it means anything that this fur ball is sitting on the couch with me. She's against me, so she can feel it. I'm next to her, but her little head is turned away from me, just staring at a pillow. Not sleeping. She's just like staring at a pillow.
That's funny. Yeah, I've given in. It's our cat.
Oh, I couldn't imagine not having her now. It's
yeah.
Nice. She like her little tails like like up against my leg, and it's like does her little tail, whatever they do. I mean, I said I'm her human. I've made peace with the fact that it's.
I step out of the room and I look down, and there's the cat. He's not allowed upstairs. The bird's upstairs, so he's not allowed. Even if the doors are shut, I don't want him up there. And every time he steps on, like there's the steps, and then there's a hallway. It's just a small one, on the wood. And every time he steps on the wood, down. He steps on the down. So I come out. He's actually good about following orders while I'm telling, but then he'll try. I come out of my room and I look, and he stopped and fell asleep on the top step. Won't go any higher. He'll stay at the top step because he knows one more I tell him to go down.
Does your cat like to lick comic bags?
No.
Because mine could live on them.
But if I do have to make sure there's lids on them, because he'll lay right across.
And by the way, your camera completely froze.
Is it like this?
Yeah. You're doing like it kind of looks like a dancing pose or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's never an attractive.
Now she fell asleep. Now she's falling asleep on, because she loves the plastic bags. This cat just absolutely will she'll like try like gnaw on them, but not seriously. But she'll lick them for to her little heart's content. Oh, by the way, when you're looking up storm covers, Avengers 21 from the 2010 series, it's basically Storm front and center. There you go. That's my contribution.
All right.
Yeah. So how about you guys? You see my question I asked chat?
Yeah, I don't really think that's a serious question.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I see some crazy John Wick fans are like, "Oh, he's better than Bond."
Bond inspired John Wick. If you're talking about which one's better, maybe you have a debate. But culturally, Yeah.
Yeah, I feel Bond's like much older.
It's Bond because Bond inspired John Wick. So yeah. But anyway, okay. 5th time we're trying to do this. Have a good night, kids. See you on Friday. Eric will see you tomorrow at Geeky Puppet Show at 9 o'clock. Bye.
All right, see you. Good night, kids.
All right.
Bye-bye.